Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy. Today we are doing a detailed breakdown of the trailer, slowing it down and taking a look at all the things that you will there'll be things in this that you'll hopefully have missed and not seen and will be something new. Little things that we obviously won't know what some of the things mean. There's runes in it, so it'd be good to get some of your opinions, good to get some little chat going in the comment section below. See if there's any other things that you identify along the way as well. I'm also going to be doing a video next which is comparing the Reddit leak. So this was potentially by a former or still Warner Brothers employee. They were pretty spot on with the game in terms of some of what we know about it now and what the predictions were in that. So there might be some extra bits of information in there. So if you want to keep up to date with that, make sure you hit subscribe. I'll be putting that video out in the next couple of days. Right, so what we're going to do though first is break down and to make sure you've got to have a cup of tea for going through this. So we start with a carriage, which we know are usually drawn by Thestrals. These are winged horses that you cannot see unless you have witnessed death. So therefore it might speak to the fact that our student or our player character has not witnessed death yet. We have a barn owl flying around there. Maybe that's our pet, but I'd imagine we get a choice of pet. That would only make sense. Then we fall upon the Hogwarts in its prime. The 18th century. We see Quidditch to the right over here. Quidditch pitch. Hogwarts, late 1800s. Nothing too different in relation to it. We have the Courtyard, which we know we have seen within the films. We've also seen this in the game Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery. Then we come out into the Great Hall, where, as you can see on the at the ends of the tables, you have the like whatever the throws are that go over there. They have house symbols on it, so we can tell this one to the right is Gryffindor. The one to the left, I believe, is Ravenclaw. We also have the stained glass windows up here representing all four of the houses, and in addition to that, we have the houses represented by the statues on the wall. At the end of the Great Hall is what we would expect is the Owl Lectern, and where the headmaster will probably be giving us some speech. Now, there's two Hogwarts headmistress or headmasters that we know are falling into this century. One of them is Phineas Nigellus Black. And the headmistress Eupraxia Mole is the other one that we know of that falls within the 18th century. So it may be that one of those is the professor in this day and age. It may be that we get somebody completely new, and we'll come back to why I think Phineas Nigellus Black will not be the headmaster at this time. So then we go into the library where what you'd expect from the paintings, giving the clients the students a shush. What looks like a brand new staircase that is potentially ever changing, or the staircase comes about as a result of some magic or maybe a password. Then we go into the library where we can see this guy's just dead. He's been studying to death, and he's dead in the library, and we can see all the other students in what looks like very appropriate wear for the 18th century. We don't see the typical robes that you would expect every student to be wearing. We see a lot of different smart attire, nothing specific, and some people are in robes though. This guy gets a book that comes towards him. Now books, we know, if they stack themselves away in the library. Never seen somebody get a book come to them like that. I mean, you could Accio, and maybe he's got his wand under the table, or maybe he doesn't need a wand because he's unlocked hidden magic, which is what this potentially is going to be part of the storyline. But I doubt I was going to have that at this point. Then we have two knights that are clearly enchanted, or maybe they do have students inside them. Then we come to the iconic moment within everybody's Hogwarts journey, is being sorted by the sorting hat. glad to see that this guy's about. I mean, he should be from what we know, he's around over 1,000 years old. So we'll be around. It's relevant at this time period that he would be sorting. The sorting hat is imbued with the power of legilimency, so it should be able to read our minds to some extent, and that's how it determines which house we go into. Now, I personally have a strong favor of this being random, or this being chosen by, you know, some system like the Hogwarts Mystery Quiz, which most people will have taken by now. And the difficulty with creating a game is you've got people who are probably, you know, well associated with the house. You know, I'm a Gryffindor. I feel like a Gryffindor. I've got stuff that is Gryffindor. What socks am I wearing? I mean, I'm wearing red socks. Gryffindor. They're actually got snitches on those, so we're close. We're halfway there. They're red and gold. But so it means that if you get sorted into another house, it could feel a bit strange doing that. And so I think that's why games give you the option of choosing. But I would like to see some quiz-based system here, or I would like to see a link to your Wizarding World account where it uses that to determine your house. We have two characters here, what look like teachers. One may be the headmaster. This guy looks like he's most in charge. This guy looks like he could do with the wardrobe change. Sorry. Yeah, this guy looks a bit like William Dafoe from the side. Is it William Dafoe or Willem Dafoe? Then we have the courtyard, which we're, as Hogwarts Mystery fans, are used to playing gobstones in this courtyard and meeting our friends and romantic parts of the story. So it's nice to see this feature with the similar trees that you would expect to be at Hogwarts. And in the middle we have this huge, beautiful dragon statue with a almost like circle, what do they call with the planetary orbit or something, where the planet orbit themselves. Something has some random mechanical object on the back of it, maybe indicating time, gravity, something. Does anybody know what that indicates? Then as we go along, we have students in the robes that we would expect students to be wearing, with their house colours on the side. Hufflepuff, these guys are clearly in. And they have brooms. Old school brooms though, no Nimbus 2001s, they don't exist yet. And so we have to deal with these, what look like, you know, real human brooms with just a metal bar on the top of it. They have a little tie with their, you know, representing their house colours, and it's little bandages wrapped around the edge of their broom as well. Right, this is the bit I want to talk about. This guy, I mean, has all the demeanour of a what you'd expect from a potion class teacher. He's very Snape-ish the way he walks in. Now he slams down a potion bottle, maybe poisoning. Now he slams down a bottle, including what though? Is it a potion? Is it a poison? Is it just a substance that can be used in potions? Well, we can look at the label and probably gain some insight into what it is from the fact that this looks to be a chimera. Head of a lion, body of a goat, tail of a dragon. And this could be something that we've not seen in the Wizarding World yet. I've searched references to it, and there's no magical potion ingredient that involves chimeras referenced anywhere in the Harry Potter world based on the Wikipedia. But as far as I know, that's pretty much canon, and they're updated very regularly. Now, this could be something quite powerful because chimeras are rated the highest Ministry classification. They are lethal and extremely dangerous, and therefore it could be something in relation to their tail, maybe a poison. It could be that it could be something related to their eggs. Eggs are classed as a non-tradable material by the Ministry of Magic, and therefore may be rare and maybe powerful, but I think it probably relates to the fact that you don't want to be breeding any of these guys because they do kill people. There has only been one instance of somebody killing a chimera, and that guy died from exhaustion after. What? So pretty powerful. This guy though, this guy looks like Sirius Black, doesn't he? He has that same kind of look and long hair. And what we do know is Phineas Nigellus Black is around this period of time. Therefore, it could well be him on his way to becoming headmaster. Definitely has the same kind of look, and it would be interesting to see some familiar names in the Harry Potter Hogwarts. Sorry, not Harry Potter Hogwarts. No Harry Potter, just Hogwarts Legacy game coming. Then we go into the herbology classroom, greenhouse number, I don't know, one of them. These look like third years. They don't like first years, maybe third, fourth, or fifth years. We have an array of magical plants potentially, or they don't look that magical because they're very hard to identify. I've tried looking and there's nothing that really stands out there. The only thing that really does stand out is the plant that looks like lavender. Could be aconite, but we don't see any of the familiar things like mandrakes, bubbatubers. Nothing that you'd be able to easily recognize based on some of what we know and have seen. New teacher, of course, no Professor Sprout. Then we come into the potions classroom where it looks like we're finishing off the end of it, and it has created some magical blast, blue sparks. Then we come into my favourite part of the whole trailer. Moo calves are so cute. We've seen these created. They match the design in Harry Potter Wizards Unite, so it's nice to see a familiar looking face. Or faces. Look how cute they are. If I can own them, I will make it my mission to first own them other than anything. Then we come into our first common room, which looks like it's clearly Ravenclaw, isn't it? We've got blue everywhere, blue sofa, blue ceilings. There's stars detailed on the ceilings, and look like they're just having fun, showing off some little magical skills whilst playing maybe a game of wizard chess we see there, and a cat there staring on. Likely a pet, could be an animagus, but it's probably just somebody's pet. Then we see a wand casting a spell at what was before a boggart cabinet and has now been turned into a training dummy, which we are used to seeing in Dumbledore's army and the Room of Requirement. This classroom to me doesn't look like a Room of Requirement. It looks more like a Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom, I feel. Then we go into what we are all familiar with, Hogsmeade, location very close to Hogwarts. And it says here, this is the first canon error that I've seen people identify. So it says established 1914. Now somebody has argued on Reddit. Let me just see what they said. That actually Hogsmeade was founded by Hengist of Woodcroft, who was born later, 982. Then the trailer shows us the Hogsmeade was founded on 914. So it could be their first canon mistake, which is so easy to make in the world of Harry Potter, but it's a big one. We go through there. Hogsmeade, don't get too much of a sneak peek into it. Then it talks of open world gameplay within this RPG. We see two students likely on the back of two hippogriffs. Below them we see some what looks like a small village, some rock faces, cliffs, and something interesting over here, which looks like it could be worth exploring. Then we go down into what probably is somewhere on our journey in our open world into what we see Inferi, creepily going along. We get a sneak peek into Azkaban, which looks like it will feature. Why is this Azkaban? Because we have Dementors. Because if you look closely at the shadows, you can see bars that fit, and we got the same looking slit that goes down the whole of Azkaban building, which we know from the films, and again gated door there. Then we see a student battling with a Graphorn who looks insane. We're really excited to see a brand new creature in the game. It's not something that we don't know of. It is in the Finding Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them book, which has been, I can't remember who's done the details of it, but it does show a graph form. Just wanted to say something before we go down here. So it looks like we will be getting landscape that moves around us. This building seems to, the walls are almost moving like the entrance to Diagon Alley. Just before we go down here, you can see that there is this symbol on the wall, which might indicate that the wall is magical some way, it has some special ability, and it appears that this one has the ability to suck a person in. You can see the ground flowing them forward beneath them and closing up, potentially trapping them, or is it leading us to treasure? Then through here we seem to use some magic or have activated something to bring together enough stone pieces to form this bridge, which leads to 3 doors. I mean, why do you need 3 doors? 3 choices. One for good, one for neutral, one for evil. Who knows? Triangles do seem to be a theme as we go through this. You can see this Graphorn. See, there's a triangle on his head. I'm reaching. Graphorn looks like it's been tamed though, so it does look like we will have the ability to tame creatures potentially. Maybe acquire them to help us on our way. Then we see, well, what wouldn't be a Hogwarts journey without a troll with a giant club about to hit us. It swings, it misses, and then just when it's about to hit us, we cast Protego, and it protects us from it. So we see what maybe an insight into what the battling will be. Next up, we see a crypt where we have a creepy looking fellow. Now I believe this is the hero, the hero of the story. Now this guy definitely looks like a villainous guy. We have what you'd expect with any dark wizard, some creepy look to it. It has a skull, like very much similar to Death Eater's masks. On him we have 2 basilisk fangs, it looks like, which could be very, very deadly if used against you. We have a book potentially of untold magic that he might be using, dark magic, and we have what looks like a portmanteau that you would see in Wizards Unite. So portmanteaus in Wizards Unite, you can walk them to become port keys, which give you access to certain areas. So perhaps this is how he accessed the crypt. Maybe. Triangle. There's a triangle on the portmanteau. Then we see battling with what looks like another dark wizard, flipping him over. He's got 2 swords on his back. Gotta watch that. Then we see another triangle, upside down triangle. Balance between good, evil, and neutrality. And there's a crypt at the bottom of it as well, and some strange symbols around it. So we got a lot of strange symbols on this. I did forget to mention that there's a symbol here before the 3 doors, which looks very much like a key. But it definitely seems like runes, symbols maybe playing a part within this, or giving us some indication of the magic that we will face. Here we're using offensive magic to battle that dark wizard. And then what would be a game involving the wizarding world without a dragon involved? It has to be. And we see it here we're using offensive magic against this acromantula. Triple points to the first person who shouts out on your own the spell that you really want to be using against this acromantula. Did you get it? Arania Exume. That's what you want to be using against an acromantula. They hate that. Now here we see battling against a Death Eater, where we're both using offensive and defensive magic to fight. And here we're just basically running away from this dragon who's gonna kill us if we don't get out of the way, obviously. Then this bit, I have to go back here and put the sound back on.
The choices you make now will define the legacy of Hogwarts.
To a certain extent, because already we have canon for Hogwarts and therefore can't influence it too much. It's the best. I could just stare at this all day. We have a dragon just casually flying above Hogwarts. He's our dragon at that point. We've tamed him. One thing I did forget. Nearly Headless Nick, right? It's got to be Nearly Headless Nick. He died way before this, and he's on the Gryffindor table. Nearly Headless Nick died in 1492, so we know he's there. So it makes sense why it would be. Okay, and that's all for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on the video. Hit subscribe if you want to give it. Okay, and that's all for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on the trailer. Did you spot anything that I missed? Also, if you want to keep up to date with any future information on it, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will keep you up to date as much as possible when any news comes out on it. And of course, we'll be doing a video next looking at the Reddit leak, seeing if there was, how much of it was true in relation to what we now know, and therefore see if there's any extra information about the game that we can find out as a result of it. Okay, that's all for this one. If you have enjoyed it and found it helpful, please leave a like on the video. It always helps the channel out. Hit subscribe when you keep up to date with future content. That's all from me. See you guys soon.